Long, long ago, in the time of the Jukurrpa, when the ancestral beings walked the land and shaped the great Tanami Desert with its red sands, spinning spinifex grasses, hidden waterholes, and tall rocky hills glowing like fire in the sunset, there lived a kind family near a sparkling sacred sokaj. The hot sun baked the earth, and cool winds whispered through the mulga trees. Goannas scurried over the rocks, kangaroos bounded across the dunes, and bright budgeriggers flashed green and yellow in the sky. The family was hungry one day and picked too many sweet Yankirri, the round bush tomatoes that grow wild on low spiny bushes after the rains. These Yankirri were sacred, full of the spirit of the land, guarded by Kurda, a powerful old spirit woman who could whirl like the dusty wind and sing strong songs of the dreaming. You have taken too much from my sacred patch. For this greed, your unborn child will belong to me. The frightened parents promised, and when their baby girl was born, with skin soft as desert blooms and eyes bright as stars, Kurda took her away. Kurda hid the girl named Yankirri, like the shining emu in the Milky Way, high in a massive red rock pillar that rose straight up from the flat desert, tall and smooth with no way to climb, except for one long, tough ngarlkirdi vine, thick and curly like the roots where fat witchetty grubs hide, that dangled from the very top. At the peak was a cool cave full of rock paintings from the ancestors, where water trickled and wildflowers grew in cracks. Yankirri, let down your ngarlkirdi vine. Yankirri, let down your ngarlkirdi vine. Kurda would bring water and food, teaching her songs of the desert night sky, the seven sisters chasing across the stars, and the rainbow serpent sleeping under the salt pans. Yankirri's voice was sweet and clear, carrying far over the dunes like birds' song after rain, telling stories of the land's deep heart. One sunny day, a brave young hunter named Jukurrpa, strong and clever, tracking red kangaroos through the spinifex, heard Yankirri's beautiful song while following footprints near a billabong. The song pulled at his spirit, guided by the star ancestors twinkling even in daylight. He knew this girl was trapped and that freeing her would bring balance back to the land. Hiding behind acacia bushes, Jukurrpa watched Kurda climb and heard her magic words. When Kurda left to gather far away, Yankirri, let down your ngarlkirdi vine. Who is that new voice? Who is that new voice? Up in the cave, with views stretching forever over golden sands and blue hills, Yankirri told Jukurrpa about Kurda's power
and the sacred Jukurrpa promised to bring the wise elders to sing and break the spell. They met many times, sharing stories under the stars, and Yankirri's heart filled with hope. But Kuda, with her sharp spirit eyes, discovered the visits. In fierce anger, she whipped up a howling wind, cut the ngarlkirdi vine with her magic, and sent Yankirri far away to a shimmering white salt pan where nothing grows and no water flows. A lonely place where songs fade into silence. Kuda cursed Jukurrpa too, sending a blinding sandstorm that took his sight, leaving him wandering the hot desert, bumping into rocks and thorny bushes. Jukurrpa walked and walked, guided only by the faint memory of Yankirri's songs echoing in his heart like distant thunder. The kind star ancestors took pity and shone a path for him across the dunes to the salt pan. When Yankirri saw her dear Jukurrpa stumbling blindly, she ran to him and cried tears of joy and sorrow. Her tears, full of the pure spirit of the desert and the dreaming, fell into his eyes and washed away the curse. Suddenly Jukurrpa could see again the bright sun, the red earth, and Yankirri's smiling face. Together, hand in hand, they journeyed back across the Tanami, past water holes and rocky outcrops to their people. The elders gathered and sang powerful songs to the ancestors, binding Kuda's greedy spirit deep into a faraway doom where she could harm no more. Yankirri and Jukurrpa lived happily with their family, teaching everyone to respect the sacred Jukurrpa bush tomatoes. Take only what you need, share with the land, and always honor the Jukurrpa. To this day, that tall red rock stands strong in the Tanami Desert, and on quiet nights, you can hear Yankirri's sweet songs in the whispering wind, reminding children to care for country and listen to the ancestors' stories.